President Trump's second term is off to a rocky start. Public approval of his job performance has taken a hit. 2 months in, only 44% of Americans approve of his presidency. This is a significant drop from the 51% approval rating he enjoyed immediately after his re-election in November 2024. The decline in approval is mirrored in his personal favorability ratings as well. While he maintained a near-even split post-election, the scales have tipped. Now, only 44% view him favorably, compared to a disapproving 52%. This downturn suggests an erosion of confidence in the president and his leadership. The prevailing sentiment among Americans is one of disappointment. A significant 41% believe that Trump's performance in his second term has fallen short of expectations. This stands in stark contrast to the optimism that followed his re-election, where 45% of Americans expected him to usher in positive change. The economy has emerged as a major source of anxiety for Americans in 2025. A staggering 87% of Americans express concern over the rising cost of groceries. 2/3 of those surveyed report experiencing these price hikes firsthand. These concerns are not limited to groceries. The overall cost of living weighs heavily on the minds of 23% of Americans, making it a top issue facing the nation. Adding to the economic unease is the specter of a looming recession. More than half of Americans, a significant 52%, believe that a recession is either already upon us or imminent. This pessimistic outlook is reflected in the overall assessment of the economy, with only a paltry 26% rating it as excellent or good. This negativity represents a stark decline from the pre-election period, where optimism was higher. The current economic climate paints a bleak picture, with a majority, 47%, believing the economy is on a downward trajectory. The collective fear and uncertainty surrounding the economy have cast a shadow over the early days of Trump's second term. While the economy and cost of living dominate the concerns of ordinary Americans, President Trump's actions appear to be focused elsewhere. Despite the economic anxieties gripping the nation, his administration seems to be prioritizing different issues. Immigration, a topic that has long been a cornerstone of Trump's platform, continues to receive significant attention. In fact, 37% of Americans perceive it as a primary focus of his second-term agenda. Similarly, government spending, another area of traditional concern for the president, occupies a significant portion of his administrative focus, with 25% of Americans identifying it as a priority. This perceived disconnect between the issues that worry Americans the most and the issues the administration appears to be prioritizing has fueled public disillusionment. It has led to a growing sense that President Trump is out of touch with the everyday realities of Americans struggling with economic hardship. President Trump's second term has seen a decline, not just in his approval ratings but also in public trust in his leadership. This erosion of trust is evident in the growing perception of him as a potential threat to American democracy. A concerning 47% of Americans now believe that President Trump's actions and rhetoric pose a danger to the democratic fabric of the nation. This sentiment has seen a marked increase since the post-election period, when only 39% held this view. The shift suggests that more Americans are interpreting his words and actions as exceeding the bounds of acceptable political discourse. The disillusionment is particularly palpable among Democrats. While 68% of Democrats predicted a negative impact on America under a second Trump term, that number has now surged to 82%. This dramatic increase suggests that any post-election honeymoon period has decisively ended. Democrats, once hopeful for a more moderate approach, have seemingly returned to a stance of firm opposition.